Hello, everyone. How inflation is squeezing everyday life. As you all know by now, those that listen to me sometimes, some days, or every day, I once did rideshare doing the apps. Periodically, I still use the rideshare apps just as a customer. The thing is, once I got the understanding that being a service required me spending money, I really didn't take too much into consideration of how I would ask myself, like, will the prices ever drop? And when I say the prices, I mean on the surface, gas prices, but below the surface, everything else at that time had increased. And as we know currently today, it has skyrocketed. The way that I dealt with it when I was doing ride sharing was that I had an understanding that to make money, I must spend money. And once I came to that realization, which did not take long, by the way, it really wasn't a big deal because if you have a lot of money coming in, then you can allocate it to your business or your job or whatever is needed. Now, listening to the stories of my clients, I knew inflation was becoming something terrible, outrageous. By the way, they would share their stories with me when they would open my back seat and close the door and put their seatbelt on before I pulled off. They would say things such as, "Hey, the prices are so high. Have you seen the price for milk? Have you seen the price for eggs and chicken wings?" And to my client's credit at the time, and even to today, it's still accurate because when you go in the store and you look at chicken wings, for those that eat chicken, I know everyone don't like chicken wings or don't eat chicken, and there's nothing wrong with that. But for those that do, chicken wings are like $16, which on a small scale is not a lot of money. But if you're single parent or a single father or a married couple and the married couple got like three kids and all three are teenagers, or if you're just taking care of people no matter the capacity, it all adds up, especially depending on where you're living, depending on how far your commute is. And it's squeezing everyday life, inflation that is, because it's making people reevaluate some things. You know, some of these TV streaming services, some people are getting rid of them. They're doing away with it. Why? Because the prices are outrageous. And for those that have like a Netflix or a Paramount or anything as such, you all can let me know in the comments what your stance on it. Because the prices seem to go up like every 6 months, close to a year. At least I know that's the case for Netflix. Now, it's just making people reiterate having a budget, this thing called inflation. And it also has a lot of individuals expressing how things need to get better. And people express that by venting. Some would say complaining, but venting. And that is how it's squeezing the everyday life out of folks because it's making people like take a hard look at what they're doing, why they're doing it. It's teaching some people to become more of a planners, like forward thinking, being proactive. And this is not just individuals that have families. This could be single individuals too. It's teaching folks to ask themselves, do I need this? Is this unnecessary spending? What I'm about to do? I mean, I mentioned the prices of eggs earlier. It's crazy, depending on where you go. Now I go to a local store, here in Texas called HEB, and they have some adequate prices. It's nothing crazy. But I also would like to speak on the solutions to inflation. Even though it's squeezing the everyday life out of some people, not all people, some people, but for the folks that inflation is kicking your butt, as one may say, there's one solution, and that solution is to make more money. Make more money. That's the solution to inflation. And I have an abundance of money coming in. An example what that would be if you're a regular individual, depending on the kind of profession you have, you may get paid monthly, you may get paid bi-weekly or weekly. Now imagine if you or someone you knew of got paid every week. There's more checks coming in. And yes, there's a few ways that can be done. You can get a job working for someone, or you can create your own job. Now, getting a job for someone, that's not a bad thing. But I would advocate advocate starting something on your own. And this is the thing: if you start something on your own, it can be small. It can be small. You can only make like $500 a month, but that still is yours. And the reason that I help with inflation is because you won't be thinking about inflation because you have so much money coming in. Imagine everyone had more than two jobs and had more money coming in than they do now. Most people would be better off. Then again, we would have to take into account how individuals would allocate their money and what they would use it towards. But all things being equal, I think it would be well for society as a whole, especially in the U.S. But there is a solution, and the only solution is to make more money. You make more money, and this is any individual out there. You probably won't even feel inflation. But this is the thing: is how bad that you want it. And from my experiences doing rideshare, I wanted to serve people, but I also wanted to be ahead of inflation, be able to put some money away, allocate it somewhere. And again, those out there that participated in rideshare in any capacity, you all already know, especially those that do it from a contractor standpoint or just as a side hustle. No matter what gig you do, it can be a rideshare app, it can be a food app, it can be a delivering hospital supplies. They have those gigs out there, and it's just an opportunity. It's an opportunity to put yourself as well as your family in a better position. And that was something that was reiterated to me by my clients when they hopped in my back seat. They would say, hey, due to the way the economy is, I'm working two jobs, three jobs. And some of these folks that were working two or three jobs, they were married, some were single parents. So it's even teenagers out there that's working hard. Um, Maybe the normal transition for a teenager, which is working at a store. Some teenagers are doing rideshare. Some teenagers are doing like digital print. Some are still passing out newspaper throwing them out the van, depending on the part of the world you live in and who you know. But overall, for the most part, inflation is squeezing everyday life because prices are going to continue to skyrocket. And a lot of these jobs are not paying the dollar amount that would keep one out of inflation, depending on each individual circumstance. Just my opinion. It's just my opinion. This is it's not a fact. It's just my opinion. But there's still beauty in that. We know that inflation is kicking some people's tails. And again, if you put yourself in the position to make more money, over time you won't feel inflation. And if you meet someone that's talking about inflation and listen to them, depending on the nature of your relationship, and see if they work one job or two jobs. And some may say they don't want to work more than one job, or they may think they're above it. But Nobody's above money getting tight. No one. No matter if you're a billionaire or 100, you make over 100,000. Everyone has a budget for the most part, and I think the main reason for the budget is just to know where your money is going. And I think those that have a good budget, inflation will not really be squeezing the life out of those individuals. So yes, I just want to bring you all this video today. Share it with a friend, and if they don't care about inflation, that's okay too. They may feel as though they're the only one going through something, enduring something. They may need some motivation, and if that's the case, you can click the link and you can get the book for them. And if you don't get the book for them, you can get it for yourself, an associate, and even an enemy. And if you get it for your enemy, it's a high possibility that you all become great friends. That's all for today. You all have a great one, and talk to you all later. Peace.